Hey, what's up, guys? It's Guido here on the AT. Talk a little bit about power. How will you get power on the AT? So, you might think, oh, you're going to go out there and you're going to use a solar panel, or you're going to use some clean energy source, the supposed clean energy source. Well, let me tell you this. We all go to hotels and we use power banks that are charged up at hotels, at hostels, or wherever you go, gas station, wherever you go, you use that. That's where it's all powered. We use power banks for our phones, our devices to keep us safe, our little trackers. You know what? And then when it was cold, we would go to a hostel or hotel to warm up. When it's hot or you need a shower, you go to a hostel or hotel. All of those hostels and hotels are on the grid, probably being supplied by fossil fuels. Not your precious little solar panel that doesn't work at all in the Northeast. I carried one for 1,000 yards, 1,000 miles. 1,000 miles I carried a 1 pound solar panel. Guess what? It charged my phone. Not even once fully. Because there's no sun. It's not reliable power. The wind power is not reliable. You know it's reliable? Fossil fuels. Coal and gas. Nuke. You know, there's a good power source for every area. The Northeast needs coal and gas. You know, you go out west, they got a ton of sun. Throw some solar panels up, it'll work for you. You know, maybe certain areas are really good with hydroelectric. But then the fish don't migrate. You have problems with that. I mean, you have problems with all type of powers. And every type of power. There's a downside to every type. But there's a plus side to using the right type in the right environment and the right area. You know, I didn't see any of these so-called tree-hugging hypocrites saying shit about the type of power that they were using when they were cold and they were fighting hypothermia, or, you know, they wanted to get a warm shower. They needed to clean up, or they got hurt and went to the hospital. They didn't say, hey, by the way, are you using solar power on this hospital? Never heard them say that. I never seen them go to a hostel and go, oh, I'm not staying here because you guys are on the grid and you don't got solar panels. Or you don't got a windmill out there. You know what? Because I ain't been to one hostel in 1,000 miles that had solar panels or a windmill. Not one. Not one single one. You know, not one hotel, nothing. Every one of them was on the grid. Okay? So I had this, the reason for this big rant and why I'm so pissed off is I had this hiker out here. He goes by the name Wind Power. He's a pussy. So he sees that I got a Boilermakers sticker on my backpack. And first thing he says to me, good thing you guys are a dying breed. You've been polluting the shit out of the environment. Because he sees our steam coming out of stacks. So he thinks that we're these evil pollutant type people. Well, he's a tree-hugging piece of shit that needs to go plug his all his electric devices into a tree. See if that'll work for you. Put your USB port into a tree. Plug your power bank into the tree and see how it works for you. You know, I'm not saying every power has every type of power that you use is going to have some type of impact on the environment, whether it's geothermal, hydroelectric, coal, gas, wind, solar. I mean, at least with our power, you see what we're doing. We're transparent. You can drive by it and see it, so you can regulate it. But I guess you don't see the batteries that are buried in the ground. You don't see the windmills that are buried in the ground and it'll be there forever. You don't see any of that. You don't see the effects of hydroelectric when the fish aren't migrating. You don't see the effect of the birds and the bees not migrating in the same pattern when you put your windmills and the natural jet stream. You don't see the fact that people from the east are taking bees. That's right. They're taking the bees from the East Coast and flying them and driving them to the West Coast. You know why? Because you guys put too many damn windmills up, and now they don't migrate there, and they don't pollinate the farms. You don't see that. You know, every area has a good source of power in the United States. And each area needs to use the right source of power. If you're in the Northeast, you know damn well you need fossil fuels. There's no doubt you need fossil fuels. You need reliable, on-demand power. You know, it pisses me off that, you know, you got this generation of people that think it's okay to badmouth the way we make a living, and or you think that I'm some evil pollutant. You know what? That's a bunch of crock of shit. I want you to know that, because when we go to work, boilermakers, fitters, iron workers, there isn't one of us that would pollute anything. Anything. If we spilled something, we'd clean it up properly. Can you say the same thing about you dumping gas or something at your house? Or in your yard? Or burning your trash? No, we clean everything up. We put measures in place to clean everything properly. And measures in place so we don't have any spills, or we don't have any pollutant going on. We are just as much ambassadors of the environment as anybody. And I think we're probably better, because I've never seen one of us pollute anything or spill anything or drop anything, because the paperwork that we got to fill out and the way we got to clean it is such a pain in the ass that everybody takes the proper measures to make sure nothing happens. There is no spills. There's no environmental impact when we go to work. We did the least amount of impact possible. So all you tree huggers that want to go plug your phone in to the tree, go ahead. You know, go tell somebody else that bullshit that you read online, but you don't know shit about shit. Because I'm gonna tell you what, the tradespeople in America, we care about the environment more than you think. We hunt, we fish. You know, we're not these evil pollutants. The people who work in a warehouse and the factories that build your car, build your little tablet that you can play on. The power the factories that make all your electronics. Just because it's you think we're so bad, hey, don't use our power. See how your little ass lives. I bet you wouldn't. I bet you'd die. You wouldn't make it without us. Hey, this is Guido on the AT. Little pissed off and sick and tired of hypocrites. That's what they are. They're hypocrites. Don't use our power. That's fine. You wouldn't make it 2 days without reliable power. You wouldn't make it. I'm going to tell you that right now, and you can take that to the bank. Fossil fuels. Yep, I use them, and I love them. Guido out.